Last time we have seen the concept of conical pendulum. So in examination, a question normally asked, what do you mean by conical pendulum? Or question can be asked, define conical pendulum. Then normally in board examination, questions are asked which is based upon conical pendulum. Number one, find out expression for velocity, linear velocity, or question can be asked, obtain expression for angular velocity, or question can be asked, obtain expression for period, that means capital T, or question can be asked, obtain expression for theta, that means this angle. So out of these four, a 3-mark question normally asked in examination. Let us say one by one in detail how to find out expression for velocity, angular velocity, period and theta. So in the first step, diagram is compulsory. So draw a proper diagram with the help of pencil with proper symbols. This is a fixed support. From this, if we draw a straight line up to the bob, bob means what? A small spherical body. We have seen this part in previous standard. This spherical body is called as, in scientific language, as the bob. So this point of suspension to the center point of bob is called as L. L means length of the simple pendulum. Then this bob is disturbed in such a way that it performs horizontal circular motion. So this bob has some velocity. So V indicates velocity with which the bob is revolving in circular orbit. For this circular orbit, we require radius. So this typical distance from center of the circle to the any point of circumference is called as radius of this circle. So we should know the concept of h, we should know the concept of r, we should know the concept of l, we should know the concept of h. What is h? Height of this conical pendulum. That means height of this cone. We are saying that this bob is disturbed in such a way that the bob performs circular motion and structure we get a cone. So height of the cone from point of suspension to the center point of this circle, it's called as height of cone. Then theta. From diagram we can understand that the theta is angle between this line and this axis of this cone, or we can say that semi-vertical angle. Then T. Because of this bob, a tension is produced in the string. So T indicates tension in the string. So this tension T. So show proper all symbols. So first step, figure an explanation of all the symbols. So consider a bob of mass m, disturbed in such a way that it performs horizontal circular motion. Then H, R, theta, V, T. Explain all symbols. Now second step, we should know the concept of forces acting on the bob. So on this bob, there are two forces are acting. Number one, it's weight acting vertically in downward direction. So this weight is equal to m into g. So I can say that the forces acting on the bob are, number one, gravitational force, or we can say that weight is equal to m into g, where m indicates mass of the bob and g indicates gravitational acceleration. Then number two, tension. Capital T is the symbol. So tension T in upward direction and along the string. These two forces are acting on this bob, or we can say that acting on the conical pendulum. Then from diagram we can understand that this tension we can broken up into two parts, two components. Number one, T cos theta, vertical component, vertical part, and second is T sin theta, horizontal component, as shown in the figure. Then third step, we should know the concept of centripetal force. So here first figure explanation, forces, and in this third step we should know the concept of centripetal force. This is very important. So from diagram we can understand that this weight mg is exactly opposite to the T cos theta, or we can say that this weight mg is balanced by T cos theta. So we can say that mg is equal to T cos theta. Equation number 1. We can call this equation number 1. Then another component T sin theta, which is directed toward the center of the circle, and this is not balanced by other forces. It is unbalanced force. So we can say that this is the force responsible for circular motion. In other words, I can say that this force is nothing but a centripetal force. We are seeing the concept of centripetal force. For circular motion, centripetal force is necessary, which is responsible. So in this case, T sin theta act as a centripetal force. So we can say that centripetal force is equal to T sin theta. And we know that by definition, centripetal force is given by mv square upon r is equal to T sin theta. This is standard formula for centripetal force. So we get mv square upon r is equal to T sin theta, equation number 2. Now fourth step, velocity, that means linear velocity. So we require equation 1 and equation 2 and mathematics. So equation 2, this is equation 2 divided by equation 1. So dividing equation 2 by equation 1, just mathematics is there, mv square upon r left hand side divided by equation 1 left hand side m into g is equal to right hand side of equation 2 t sin theta divided by right hand side of equation 1 t cos theta. So we get t cos theta. So what do you observe here? This m and this m cancels. Similarly, t and t cancels. Sin upon cos is called as tan theta. So v square, this r go to the denominator. So we get v square upon r into g is equal to tan theta. In other words, I can say that this rg on this side. So v square is equal to rg tan theta. We want to find out v. We don't want v square. So take roots of both sides. We can take operations, same operations on both sides of the equation. Left hand side same operation, right hand side same operation. Such changes are allowed. Meaning does not change this. So under root v square of left hand side is equal to under root of other side. V square is a perfect square of v, which is under root. Therefore come out from the root symbol is equal to rg tan theta. So we can say that this is our required expression. V is equal to under root rg tan theta. Normally 3 mark question is asked, obtain expression and hence show that it is independent of mass. So what do you observe here? In this equation, the term m does not exist. Mass, that velocity of the bob of this conical pendulum does not depend upon mass of the bob, mass of the conical pendulum. And we can say that this v depends upon 3 factors. Number 1 r, number 2 g, number 3 theta. It depends upon r. R means radius of horizontal circle. Number 2 g, gravitational acceleration. Number 3 semi-vertical angle. Now let us go further. Normally sometimes question is asked. Hence obtain expression for angular velocity of the conical pendulum. And we are saying that this angular velocity is shown by the symbol omega. Don't call it W. W has a different meaning. Omega has a different meaning. So omega, by definition, we have seen the expression previous standard. The relation between V and omega. Linear velocity and angular velocity is given by V is equal to R omega. We want to find out omega. So transfer this R on this side. So we get omega is equal to V upon R. And we have seen that this V is given by the expression under root rg tan theta. So we get under root rg tan theta upon r. So omega is equal to this expression. Now tan theta, this diagram we require. So at this typical point, right angle. So we can apply trigonometric ratios. And we know that only in case of right angle triangle we can apply trigonometric ratios. So in this case, this triangle, one angle is 90 degree. So tan theta is equal to opposite side, that means radius r divided by this side, adjacent side h, r upon h. So we get tan theta is equal to r upon h. Putting in this equation, we get omega is equal to under root rg in a bracket. In place of tan theta we write r upon h. So we get whole divided by r. So this r into r we get r square g upon h. We can transfer this r inside the root symbol by squaring it. So we get under root r square. So this r square denominator, this r square numerator cancels. So we get under root g upon h. So we get omega is equal to under root g upon h. So again we can say that this depends upon 2 factors. Number 1 g and number 2 h. Gravitational acceleration and height of the conical pendulum. So I hope you understand these two terms. Next time we'll see remaining two terms, period, and second is angle of bending. Thanks.